All right, let's talk about a tool that is, well, it's everywhere. It powers businesses, it organizes our lives. But let's be honest, for a lot of us, it's also a little intimidating. Yep, today we're taking a guided tour of Microsoft Excel.
You know the feeling, right? You open up a new Excel file and you're just met with this giant grid of empty boxes staring back at you. If that feels familiar, trust me, you are not alone. It's a super common feeling, but we're about to change that.
Because behind that grid is an incredibly powerful tool for just making sense of things. And my goal here is that by the end of our little tour, you'll feel totally confident to jump in and take your first steps. So, first things first, when you strip everything away, what is Excel really? At its heart, it's a spreadsheet application. Just think of it like a digital ledger, but on steroids. Its entire job is to handle data, storing it, organizing it, analyzing it. Whether that's numbers or text, you name it. It's all about bringing order to chaos.
Now, to find your way around any new place, you gotta know the language. So let's quickly cover a few key terms. I promise it's easy and it'll help you feel right at home.
The biggest concept to know is the workbook. It's super simple. The workbook is just the entire Excel file itself. When you save your file and give it a name, you're saving a workbook. It's the whole container. Now, inside that workbook, you have worksheets. You've definitely seen these. They're those little tabs down at the bottom, usually called Sheet 1, Sheet 2, etc. Each worksheet is where the actual grid of cells lives. And here is the absolute easiest way to remember it. A workbook is like a physical notebook, and a worksheet, that's just a single page inside that notebook. Easy, right? Workbook is the book, worksheet is the page. And the most fundamental piece of it all is the cell. Every single one of those little rectangles is a cell. It gets its name from where the vertical column, which has a letter, meets the horizontal row, which has a number. So a cell like B3 is your canvas. It's where all the action happens.
Okay, so we get the basic layout, but where are all the buttons and tools? Well, they all live in one main area up top called the ribbon.
This whole big bar across the top of your screen, that's the ribbon. Think of it as your control panel. It has basically all the features you'll ever need, all nicely organized into different tabs. Let's do a super quick tour of the big four. The Home tab, that's for making things look pretty, changing fonts, colors, and alignment. The Insert tab is pretty self-explanatory. It's for adding stuff like charts and tables. Then there's the Data tab, which is awesome for sorting and filtering your information. And finally, the Formulas tab. This is where the real magic happens. It's your doorway to Excel's huge library of powerful calculations. And speaking of magic, let's look at a few features that will really make you say, whoa, it can do that? So imagine you have a big list of sales figures. How do you find the highest performing numbers without having to read through every single row by hand? The answer is conditional formatting. This tool lets you set rules like, hey, Excel, make any cell with a number over 10,000 green. And just like that, all your most important data literally pops off the page. It turns a boring wall of numbers into a clear story. Okay, here's another headache we've all had. You've got a column with first names and another with last names, and you need to combine them to create email addresses. The thought of typing all of those out one by one is just awful. Or you could just use flash fill. This is so cool. You just type the first one or two examples manually, and Excel's brain actually recognizes the pattern. It then offers to complete the entire list for you in a single click. It honestly feels like magic.
All right, final challenge.
Your boss gives you a massive spreadsheet with thousands and thousands of rows of data and asks for a simple summary. Where do you even begin? You begin with a pivot table. Now, this is arguably Excel's most powerful feature. It lets you take that huge, messy data set and instantly summarize it any way you want. With a few drags and drops, you can uncover game-changing insights. It's the ultimate tool for turning raw data into real knowledge. All right, enough theory. Let's actually get our hands dirty. How do you put your very first piece of data into a worksheet? It is genuinely this simple. 1. Click any cell you want. A little border will pop up around it, which means it's the active cell. 2. Just start typing whatever you want. And 3. Press the Enter key. That's it. You've just entered data into Excel. And here's a great pro tip for when you're starting out. When you're entering numbers, don't waste your time typing symbols like $signs or commas. Just put in the raw numbers. It's way faster, and you can just tell Excel to add all that formatting for you later with a single click. So there you have it. We've demystified the grid, we've learned the lingo, and we've peeked at some of the incredible power hiding inside Excel. That blank screen isn't so intimidating anymore, is it? It's a canvas. The only question left is, what are you going to create with it?